Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to explain how to use the Ticket Flipping Toolbox and why it is the most important tool for any ticket broker. A lot of the training that we have is geared towards newer brokers, people who are just now entering the ticket brokering scene, but we do have some advanced tools, and one of the most important tools that we do have to offer is the Ticket Flipping Toolbox. It's used by hundreds, if not thousands of brokers at this point around the US, around the world, to help them find and buy the most profitable shows. So in this video, I'm going to go over the Ticket Flipping Toolbox, some of the benefits, and kind of how you can use it to the fullest and get the most value out of the toolbox, and see how maybe it can help you, improve your ticket resale business, and maybe why you should start considering using the toolbox for yourself if you haven't done so already. So let's jump right in. So just as an overview of the features that it does have, and then I'll kind of jump into some examples. We have a ticket counter for Ticketmaster, Live Nation, AXS, and StubHub. We also had Ticketfly, but they just switched over to Eventbrite and AXS. So you can check the AXS events, but you can't check the Eventbrite events for the time being. We also have StubHub sold data, which is really crucial to brokers, and I'll cover that a little bit more in detail in a second. We have alerts, that being low and drop ticket alerts. So you get an alert when tickets are low or when they add more tickets. There's also automated event tracking and data view. So you can actually go in and see the events that you have been tracking and see how much they are selling every day. You can split that up by 30-minute segments, hour segments, 2 hours, or 24 hours if you want to view a whole month of how an event has been selling. We also have easy mobile ticket view on Ticketmaster and Live Nation. This is super useful for downloading your mobile tickets and sending them over as a PDF, as long as they're not rotating. That's an important thing to keep in mind. We also have corresponding StubHub event linking, so you can easily jump to StubHub. And we also have, as a bonus, a daily pre-sale list, and I'll kind of show you what that does as well. All right, so now I've jumped over to Ticketmaster. As you can see, I'm on Chrome and I have the toolbox installed. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick top selling event. We'll just do 17 for now for the 21st. And this is just an example of an event that you can check. So what I'll go ahead and do is now click the extension, and it will load in the information that we want. So there's 1,255 tickets left out of 17,072 tickets. And this is showing me how many tickets are selling, how many are remaining. I can also sort by, this is resale, red is resale, and green is primary. I can actually also see this GA pit left. So right here, GA pit left has 139 tickets at 325. And otherwise I wouldn't know how many tickets there are left. But with the toolbox, I can see how many tickets are left. So this is one of the really cool features that we have and kind of how it works. And it's super useful for seeing how many tickets are left. And right now there's 139 tickets left in there at 325 tickets. I probably wouldn't buy these tickets anyways, but it's at least good to know, sections, maybe section 114 at 91 tickets, I'd say are a lot more worth it for the price than, going in here and buying that much more. So if these were, maybe closer to $100, 120, I'd consider buying, but, for this event, at that price range, I probably wouldn't pay that much for, the difference is not that big between these two right here. But this is what the toolbox can do. It can show you how many tickets are remaining, and it's really useful. At the same time, I can click this button right here, and what that's going to do is show me the total amount of tickets on StubHub. So there are 309 total tickets. There are 76 listings, minimum price and maximum price. So someone's really excited about their listing at $1,122. And then we have, the minimum price at 104, probably for something further back. So you can see the corresponding event, which gives you pretty much a quick glimpse of the primary and secondary market. Super useful. And then from there, I can just go ahead and click this, and it'll take me to that StubHub event. Now what I can do is actually go ahead and hit the toolbox again, and what it's going to do is load the amount of sold tickets. So there's actually been only 18, secondary market sales. And as you can see, this is what people have been selling. So 128 is right here. What we were looking at earlier, it looks like they're flipped on here. So 144, and on Ticketmaster this was going for 100. So as you can see, there's already some resale tickets on here, but we can see how many tickets are selling, and I can actually go ahead and view the active as well. And the active is useful because it shows you, what the brokers are actually pricing at, and not just the markups. So some of these prices match, but some of them are different because StubHub shows you a markdown or marked up version of that. Our tool actually shows you the exact price that somebody put in there for sale. So really useful to see StubHub sold data. This is not the most useful because there's only 18 sales on here. But for example, if I was looking at an event that has been selling a lot more, I can go to StubHub and let's do the Black Keys for November 8th, Raleigh. And then what I can do here is click the extension. It's going to load for us. And as you can see, there's been 283 sales. I can see exactly what the prices are selling for. And with StubHub Pro being gone, this is really the only place where you can see the sold data on StubHub. So super useful feature. And then let's just go ahead and keep moving on from there. So at the same time, the same way you can you can check the events on Ticketmaster. You can also check them on Live Nation. They're very similar. Let's see. Go ahead and do this one. And this actually opens in Ticketmaster. So very similar. I can go ahead and click the button and it'll show you how many tickets there are. And let me show you exactly what you can do after that. So you can go ahead and click this little button right here that says favorites. And what that's going to do is slide over and it's going to favorite this event. And then I can click favorites now. And this event should be in here. I already have some events saved, but somewhere in here. So we have Slayer right here for 10-3 Raleigh. And now what I can do is, as you can see, it says status is false, which means that it's currently not tracking. So what I can do is go ahead and track this event at 30, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hours, 8 hours, 24-hour increments. So I'll just go ahead and start it at 30. And now I can, once I've started it, I can actually go ahead and set a low or a drop ticket alert. So let's say I want to know, okay, I'll do a low ticket alert for the floor. GA pit at 85, and I want to know when there's only 50 tickets remaining. So I'll go ahead and add that in, and this way I know if there's more tickets added, or when it hits that low amount, then I can check that. If this was a drop ticket, for example, let's say there was a few sections here, there are actually seats, and let's say a section 117 was sold out, and I would want to know when they add more tickets in there, I can go ahead and just go to section 117 and choose the price point that I want. And let's say I want to do 117 at the cheapest price at 81 is the primary cost. Let's say when they add 5 more of those tickets. So there's already some in there, but this is exactly what you can do for a different event, and it's super useful to be able to set alerts. And now you can just go back and that this event is automatically tracking for you, and you'll get those alerts on the events you have set. So super useful. You can keep track of your events that way. And as you can see, we have a variety of different events here, which is really useful. So let's keep going from there. Similarly, we can do, we can look at events on Access. So let's go ahead and click, just this event right here. The thing about Access is that these are all separate buckets of tickets. So you want to make sure to check, all of them with the tool. So I'll just go ahead and click Get Tickets and go through this little verification process. Actually, we're all good. And then I can click that, and right away it'll show me, hey, there's 262 tickets and there's 24 resales. So super useful to know this. Unfortunately on Access, we don't know how many tickets there were to start with, which is kind of unfortunate, but you can always just look this up. I'm pretty sure this theater is about 1,000 or so around their tickets. So 262 for November 17th. This might sell out. It looks like there are a few people reselling this. It might sell out. You could make, 20, 30 bucks per ticket here. So it's really useful to keep an eye on and kind of go back to it if you want to. So that's how you can check those events. I've showed you the favorites, and let's go ahead and keep moving. Okay, so now we're back on this page here, and I wanted to cover how does this really help you out? How do these tools help me as a broker, and how are other brokers using this to improve their business? So seeing how many tickets are left is super useful. It's pretty much self-explanatory, but you can see, how fast an event's selling, what the popularity is, brokers from small to large, people doing millions of dollars a month in resale are using the toolbox because it's super useful, and it helps you buy events before they sell out, or at least understand how to price tickets that you already have. So seeing how fast an event is selling on the secondary market or on StubHub is super, super useful, because you can see, hey, this event is selling super fast. I can actually go ahead and buy tickets for this event ahead of time, or I can go ahead and raise my prices or lower my prices, and you have a better idea of what the market is doing both on the primary and secondary front. So getting that data is super, super important. Getting alerts on when an event is about to sell out, that's a low alert. That's self-explanatory as well. You can go ahead and, there's only 20 tickets left for an event. You get an alert for it. You go in there, you buy the remaining 20 tickets on, a couple accounts, and you're good to go. And then you can also get an alert when good seats are added. So an event adds good seats and you've set a drop alert. Hey, these sections have already all sold out, but Ticketmaster go ahead and adds 100 seats. You can go ahead and buy, a couple of those, buy, 10, 15, however many seats you want to buy. And then you have those seats that you can resell. And that's because you got that drop alert. So one of the really big features as well is keeping your events organized. So the favorites tab, it has the functionality of, tracking and all that, but it's also super useful for just keeping track of all your events. How many times have you, gone back and forth with your events, and you try to keep track of where they are? You have to save links, put them in a Excel file or Google Drive, or just save the tabs. It's not that hard to do, but with the toolbox you can have a place where, hey, I can save all of my events in the favorites. This is just specifically dedicated for brokering, so it keeps it organized and makes it useful to see. So we also have the ability to view mobile tickets to send as a PDF file. So for non-rotating events, you can actually download the mobile tickets as a PDF from your computer, upload them to StubHub, Ticketmaster, and sell those tickets through there, which is super useful because you don't have to go to your phone, screenshot them, send them over to yourself. You can actually just view them and as a PDF and then send them to your buyer. So it's really useful for staying informed. And also, lastly, one thing I didn't mention is that you can export all the data for this stuff and save it for next year. So for example, a StubHub event, let's say an NFL game or something huge that's going on, it's a couple days till until the event date actually is going to happen. But what you can do is go in a day or two in advance and download and export all of the sales data from StubHub as an Excel file and view that later on. So you know exactly how an event has sold, which tickets have sold at what prices, what sections, et cetera, which you can use for upcoming events. And although that's more of a long play, having that data in the future, having it to look back on, is super crucial for different venues, different teams, different types of events. That is information that ticket brokers are mining for. That is gold, and you really want to save that data for events, especially if you're going to be brokering in the long term. You want to save that data for your favorite events or events that you're interested in, because it will come in super handy. So let's keep going. Some other features. This is just an example of what the view mobile tickets looks like. Just on your event on Ticketmaster, this little button comes up here if you have the toolbox, and it will allow you to view your mobile tickets. So super useful, and it can show you how your tickets are selling. Okay, so let's jump over to Excel and show you exactly what the bonus I mentioned at the beginning was, the pre-sale list. I'll go ahead and jump right over to that right now. Okay, so now we are here on the pre-sale list. So this is what you'll get, what all of our members get at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. It is a list of every single event going on pre-sale tomorrow. So this is for Monday, the 28th of November, 2019. As you can see, there were 178 pre-sales. Of course, these are a lot of the same events for different venues, but all of them are on here with the links to Ticketmaster. And we do not have the pre-sale passwords currently, but you can find those online fairly easily by just Googling around, checking Twitter, checking Facebook, checking fan groups. It's pretty easy to find, but this is just super useful because what you can do is just open these events up and know what events you want to look at tomorrow. And during the pre-sale, actually check the event and see how it's selling with the toolbox. So you can actually check during the pre-sale, every couple of minutes, every 5-10 minutes, and see how fast it's selling to get an idea of how an event is selling as well. So super useful information. and the pre-sale is actually just a bonus that we added in. Getting this list is fairly expensive to actually get anywhere else online, but we just threw it in along with the toolbox packages. Okay, so now we're back on this page here. So I wanted to say thank you for everyone for watching this video. If you want to get going with the toolbox, there will be a link in the caption to this video in the description. It's just toolbox.ticketflipping.com, super simple. You can go ahead and select a package, and the way it works is, actually give me a sec, I'll go ahead and jump over and explain how it works. Okay, so we're on ticketflipping.com now, we're on that page. So the way it works is that we have 3 different tiers based on how many daily checks you want to have. So Pro has 45, Expert has 450, and Enterprise has 1,500. Pro doesn't come with drop or low ticket alerts, so that is not included in Pro, but you can still use all the other features such as checking StubHub, checking AXS, Ticketmaster, all those things are still available, but you just can't set alerts to be reminded. So that's one thing, but just keep that in mind, and it is $99 a month, $189 a month, or $299 a month based on the amount of checks you want. So you can use these checks towards anything you want to use it for. And like I said, automating events or checking them automatically will use your checks. So this is just kind of the breakdown. If you're going to be tracking a lot of events automatically, you want a lot of alerts, then you want to go ahead and go with the higher tier packages. If you just want to check a couple events here and there, and get some StubHub data once in a while, maybe Pro is just plenty is enough for you. And you can always upgrade or downgrade depending on what your needs are and how much you're using it. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Again, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to just comment below this video or send us an email at mail@ticketflipping.com. Yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope this made a lot of sense, and this explained kind of what the toolbox can do for you.